Welcome to the Health Performance YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos related to health and human performance. I am going to start off with talking about the L-Carnitine supplement and look at the research that is behind it. This research article, peer-reviewed, Supplementation of L-Carnitine in Athletes, doesn't make sense. This talks about many other peer-reviewed research articles and gives us a nice overview. Now, speaking of overviews, here is one. We will start with what is L-carnitine, then we'll go into how it's used, the advantages of taking carnitine, especially if you're an athlete, and then go into the dosage and a summary. So to start, carnitine is a dietary supplement. It's a non-essential compound, which means your body creates it on its own, and it's mostly stored in your skeletal muscle tissue. It affects fat metabolism, and it plays a major role in that because of those long-chain fatty acids that they transfer across a mitochondrial membrane. Without the L-carnitine, those fatty acids cannot be drawn across the membrane, which it cannot be used for fuel. There are many ways you could find L-carnitine at stores. So the supplements come in pills, powder, or liquid forms. And these forms are shown to decrease post-exercise plasma lactate. Now the plasma lactate, decreasing that expedites recovery from exercise stress, and also it prevents programmed cell death and promotes hematopoiesis. So these keep your plasma lactate down, as well as helps you recover. So the cells do not die if they're compromised, and it also promotes the production of blood cells and platelets, which is what hematopoiesis is. In hard training, so hypoxic and anaerobic training is very hard training, the plasma lactate builds up. So as a result of carnitine, this quickly decreases plasma lactate post high intensity. So as we're doing high intensity exercise, those exercises stimulate muscle glucose transport, which lowers the concentration of the carnitine in your muscles. So with supplementation of carnitine, this helps you decrease the plasma lactate in your blood. So the recovery was shown in the article that carnitine prevents ammonia buildup, which is produced by hard exercise, as we went over. And there are 3 different steps, or 3 different areas in which that helps prevent ammonia. Number 1 is activation of urea enzymes. 2 is interaction with glutamate receptors. And 3 is the reduction of free radicals. Now you don't have to know exactly what this means, but as a result of all 3 of these things, soreness and creatine kinase decreases. And if you don't know what creatine kinase is, that is actually how you measure inflammation in your muscles. So the higher the creatine kinase means more inflammation. The lower the creatine kinase means less inflammation. So as a result, you're less sore, you're less inflamed, and your muscles are healthier. And we are going to move on to the fat metabolism aspect. So L-carnitine transports fat to mitochondria to be used for energy. And as I said before, it actually allows the cell membrane to open up for the fatty acids so you can make energy out of it. And anaerobic exercise, so that's everything except for the hypoxic anaerobic exercise, so that's your zone 1, your zone 2s, even just sitting around on the couch. These fatty acids represent 80% of the body's energy source, meaning you're burning 80% fat, and that is a very useful thing because fat is a very energy efficient source to get energy. In addition, L-carnitine helps produce red blood cells, even in high altitudes where there is low oxygen. So for here, patients with immunodeficiency syndrome taking supplemental carnitine showed a significant trends towards restoring their carnitine levels. And because they are immunodeficient, they likely did not have much carnitine in their system alone, so actually supplementation of the carnitine helped them produce more of their own. To finish up, we will talk about dosage. Now, 2 grams a day of L-carnitine is sufficient for recovery, and it goes up to see a pharmacological effect from 3 to 3.5 grams per day. That is where you will see a significant effect through your peer-reviewed studies and so on. But more than that, more than 4 grams per day can potentially induce gastric distress. Now, I talked about those patients with the immunodeficiency syndrome. They were actually taking 6 grams a day for 2 weeks and showed a significant increase of their own carnitine levels returning. So it's very variable on the person. In summary, L-carnitine actually promotes recovery by decreasing ammonia when you are working out in hypoxic conditions. It decreases programmed cell death, and it also increases blood cells and platelets, actually. This also helps use fat as fuel in all conditions except for that hard hypoxic exercise, and 2 to 4 grams a day is shown to have a positive effect, and sometimes, in some cases, more than that. But also, you can expect some gastric distress if you take much more than 4 grams a day. Thanks for checking out this Hunt Performance video. Hopefully you use this knowledge to perform better from here on out. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe for more.